Welcome to Action Coaching. We're certainly delighted you've joined us on today because we believe that we have some exciting coaching tips for you. We understand that nobody makes it in life by themselves. Every one of us need a coach, a mentor, a guide, whatever term you want to use, to give us some instructions as we travel along the road to our ultimate success. Now, coach is not designed to change you. A coach is simply there to teach you how to get the best out of the ability that you already have. And that's why coaching is so important. Now, here on Action Coaching, we don't have time to get into detail on every coaching tip. We just try to give you some little snapshots of things that you can begin to work on. But however, if you would reach out to us on social media and let us know some of the things that you would love to hear in more detail, then perhaps we can spend a whole coaching session on just those things. Reach out to me via the social media and let us know exactly what you want us to expand more here on Action Coaching. We're thankful for you tuning in with us each and every week. And we trust that these coaching tips have been an exciting experience for you. Now today I want to talk about some points concerning how does one make things happen. A lot of times people got that question in their life, how do I make this happen? How do I become successful? How do I change the course in my life? How do I get better? How do I stop making so many bad decisions and make good decisions? So the question is, how do I do this and do that? I watch others doing the same thing and they seem to be doing it easy. And I'm trying to understand, why am I having so many challenges? Trust me, nothing is easy. Even the people that are making it look easy, they will be quick to tell you this is not as easy as it looks. I remember 13 years ago or longer, a woman came to the church and told me, said, well, at that time, Pastor Jackson, it looked like you came up overnight. And I quickly let her know, if I came up overnight, I don't ever want to see another night like that. I understand what she was saying, but it did not happen overnight. It was a long process. There were a lot of things that happened before some parts of the dream came true. So let's start out here on Action Coaching with some coaching tips as to how you can begin to make things happen in your life. Number one, there's got to be some serious commitment. I'll say that again. It's got to be some serious commitment. There are often times when people want to reach something out of something, but they're not willing to put the same work in that is necessary to enjoy the particular thing that they want to enjoy. I found out a lot of times that people may come along and say, well, I want to help you with the vision. And that's pretty much after the vision is in motion and is already done. Then they want to come and take a big place in the vision, or perhaps they want to be then the superstar. But that's not the way it worked. Where were you during the commitment time? Where were you during the time that it took behind the scenes to make this dream come true? A lot of times people want big things, but they're not committed to do what it takes to get them. The more you want, the more you got to commit to it. The more you desire for it to be beautiful and bear fruit and you're famous at it, you're going to have to give that kind of commitment to it. Little commitment gonna get you little results. But great commitment is gonna get you great results. Because the bigger your dream or your vision or whatever you endeavor to do, it's gonna take that kind of commitment. Now, why do people have such a problem with commitment? Because when you're going to be committed to something, you can't decide on 15 things at once. You got to decide is, what is the main thing I want? What is it that I really want? And if I commit myself to that process first, it'll give me an opportunity to do so many things. Because see, when you commit to that one thing first, then you start aligning yourself with so many other things that can help you do that one thing first. Now people talk about, well, I'm ultra talented, I can do a whole lot of things. That may be true, but if you boil it all down, you can only do one thing well, and because you did that one thing well, you're able to do a whole lot of things. When you look at some of these big companies, say the phone company, maybe they started out first trying to make computers. And then they did a pretty decent job of making computers. But the emphasis was that we are going to make computers. And then as a result of making computers, then they came up with the opportunity, well, I'm gonna make phones, but now all phones is a computer that you can hold in your hand. It's still the same computer, but now you can hold it in your hand. You can email, you can go to different apps, you can do different things. But if you're going to be committed, you got to decide the one thing you're going to get right first. What is that one thing you are committed to? And you got to put all your effort into that one thing. When God called me to start the ministry, I had a clear vision of what I was going to be committed to. Helping people to put the word in action. Now, I wasn't trying to be no prophet. I wasn't trying to be no healer. I wasn't trying to be no wonder worker. I was just committed to that one thing. And I began to align myself with opportunities and people that can help me achieve that one thing. So that's what commitment is all about. Commitment is staying on that very principle. It's like if a person said, well, I'm committed to losing however many pounds. Well, you can't order something from the store and you drop 50 pounds the next day. Ain't working like that. You can't exercise once a week and you lose 50 pounds the next day. It's got to be a commitment that each and every day you do something until you reach your ultimate goal. It ain't about putting smaller clothes in the closet and say, well, one day I'm going to be able to wear those. No, they'll just be smaller clothes hanging in the closet. But if you don't put in the commitment, nothing is going to happen. And your commitment and the drive with your commitment has got to be as serious as a result you want to reap out of what you are committed to. If you want to reap great things out of your business, you got to be committed to it. You got to be the first one to show up in the morning. And you're going to be the last one that leaves. You got to set the example that everybody in here is committed to excellence, committed to the process of this business. You don't have time to allow people to come in there that are not as committed as you are to the vision or to the principle you want to have in your business or goal or whatever is in life. Commitment means you're yet working hard on that dream when nobody is looking. But you're committed and you're determined that you're going to stay that way until you get what you desire. I'll be right back to talk to you.
Tap somebody and say, I'm made for miracles. You know why God allowed things to happen to you? He want to teach you that there are about 5 people got it. He want to teach you that there are. So whatever the devil knock you back with, God said now's the time to show him that he can't keep me there. Y'all ain't talking. Now is the time to let the devil know greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world.
Welcome back. I left off first of all talking about you got to be committed. And you need to write that on your whiteboard, on your mirror, wherever you can see it every day. You got to stay committed to your dream or whatever you desire. Because I've learned this, if you put a whole lot in it, you're going to reap a whole lot out of it. Second thing you got to be prepared to do, if you don't give at the level you expect to receive, you are never going to do anything. If you want to make millions and billions of dollars, you got to be prepared to put a whole lot of money on the line. You just can't put a little bit of money on the line and expect to reap a whole lot. It's kind of like, I know many of you maybe have not been to Las Vegas or some establishment that practice gambling, but I'm just going to tell you I have. And the amazing thing, when you go to these establishments, they have the 25-cent machine. You put 25 cents in and your chances of winning a little bit of money is great. Then they got other machines that you got to put $5 in and your chances increase. And there are other games that you got to be willing to put 1,000 or 5,000 or 10,000 or whatever amount it is a hand. But if you win, you're able to reap more than what you put in. You can put 5,000 in and you can win 25,000. So that's a good deal. But you got to be willing to make an investment in what you expect to reap a reward out of it. When I first started the ministry, the first billing I got was $300 a month. Now mind you, I was only making $400 a month, but I would take $300 of that and put it in that building to start what God had told me to start. So I'm making only $400 a month. I was putting $300 a month in just to maintain the building. Everybody was saying I was crazy. Everybody was saying, no, you may need to do less than that. But thank God I wasn't listening to all of these voices. I realized that if I wanted something out, I had to be prepared to put something in. I don't care what particular profession you in. If you're going to reap a lot out of it, you got to be prepared to put a lot in. At every professional level, you see people are spending tremendous money. Whether it's a football player, he's spending money on people training him, making him better, exercising him, teaching him the right things to eat. But he got to put that money out, because if he expects to make big money, he's got to be prepared to put up big money. You got to be prepared to give at the level you want to reap. So it's going to take a person that is willing to give at that same level. So many people want to reap all of these great things, want to do these great things, but they're afraid to put anything in it. Let me ask you this question. If you won't bet on yourself, who will you bet on? If you don't have that much belief in yourself, who else gonna have the belief for you? I'm this type of person. I believe in myself, and I'm going to do whatever it takes and however much I have to spend to make myself better so that I can reap the reward I'm expecting. So you got to be ready to give at the same level you're willing to receive. Now my third point is this. Once you committed, once you've given at the level you want to receive, the third thing you got to do is make yourself valuable. So many times people want things and they're not valuable. By being in the church, people may want to lead a song, but they can't sing better than, say, a person that's just sitting in the pews. They don't want to spend any time practicing the singing. They don't want to spend any time learning the different skills of singing or whatever the job is. They just want you to stick them up there, and whatever they do, we supposed to be satisfied with that. That ain't the way the world, that ain't the way principles in life work. Believe me, if you don't put the time in to be a great singer, and you don't put the practice in behind the scenes, oh, you ain't got to worry whether somebody gonna use you or not, or whether somebody gonna notice you at all. Oh yes, they'll be able to tell right away when you open your mouth up. I believe, and a preacher told me a long time ago, he told me that I was telling him I wanted to preach before a lot of people and all this thing, and I was explaining my vision, and he told me, he said, well, you just got to do one thing. Don't worry. If you get a message worth hearing, there'll always be a crowd there to hear you. And I was so blessed by that saying. I understood that I had not worked enough on my message. I had not prepared myself with a point. I had not done the necessary things to make myself unique, to make myself where people could not ignore me. Are you willing to do that in your life? Are you willing to stand out above the crowd? Or are you simply content to want a whole lot but doing very little? I didn't have to worry. When people encountered the message that God gave me, there was going to be some change in their life. If they heard me talk about word in action, they were going to leave different. I was going to make myself so valuable in what I was saying of God that it will make a difference in a person's life. How many people are you hanging around that's really making an impact in your life? Or are you hanging around people that continue to drain you over and over and over and keep you from getting to where you want to go? You got to make yourself valuable. You got to work on being a person that'll make a difference when people encounter you. And that's important. How much are you willing to do that? People will tell me different things all the time. I want to achieve this, I want to have that. But they don't make themselves stand out. They don't make themselves equipped to make an impact. You don't have to worry when you got the gift and talent at a high level. There are thousands of people out there ready to notice and try to get you to come to work for them or whatever craft you partake, because that's what it takes. This is how you get things worked out. This is how you see things develop in your life. These are the necessary things for you to do if you want to make it happen. And I'm certainly excited about sharing this with you on today, because there are people that are waking up every day looking for someone to tell them how they can make their life better, how they can make things happen, how they can begin to move forward toward their dream. How can they put in the necessary commitment, be willing to give whatever it takes, and also make yourself a person that'll stand out. It's amazing that on jobs, they don't promote bad workers. They only promote good workers. Whatever team you're trying out for, whether it's football, baseball, basketball, it's not the bad players that stay around. It's the good players who have worked on a certain skill that they can rise to the top. No matter what job you're in, whether it's teaching, you know good teachers from bad teachers. You know good schools from bad schools, because everybody is putting in the necessary time and skill and talent to be noticed. They give awards because people have went above and beyond the ordinary. Are you in that place today that you're going to receive rewards because you went above and beyond the ordinary, because you wanted to make it happen? I'm excited about you making it happen. I'm excited about these points I've given you on today. I want you to reach out to me and say, yes, Bishop Jackson, I'm going to make this happen in my life. That these things are going to begin to happen for me. Don't want you to go anywhere. I'll be right back to talk to you. Thank you for being a part of Action Coaching on tonight. I trust that you're going to begin to make things happen in your life by just these few coaching tips that we've given you. I want you to reach out to me and say, yes, I'm making this happen. Whatever your dream is, whatever you're striving for, you're saying, I'm putting this in and I'm making it happen. And I want you to keep coaching me on that. We would love to hear from you. Before I leave you on today, I want you to sit down and sow a generous seed faith offering of support for Action Coaching. We need your financial support. Yes, by you supporting us financially, it is allowing us to make Action Coaching even bigger and better and reach so many other people. And we want to do that, and we can do that because of you. There's a link in my bio that will give you a host of opportunities to sow unto Action Coaching. No seed is too large or too small. We would love to hear from you here at Action Coaching. Do it now. Do it today. Avail yourself to one of the ways to give unto Action Coaching, and we know that God is going to richly bless you. Well, the Lord bless you. I've certainly enjoyed talking to you. And as I do each and every week, I want to encourage you. Share the word with a friend and keep the word in action.